Good morning everybody, I am Sarah with the trains and you join me here at Lowestoft for the third part of my series exploring the line between Lowestoft and Ipswich. I'm now off to get my train to Alton Broad South, which is going to be our first station of the day. We have made it to Alton Broad South. This station was opened in 1859 by the East Suffolk Railway on the line between Beccles and Lowestoft. It was originally called Carlton Colville, although it was later renamed to Alton Broad South in 1927 under the LNER. It's not to be confused with Alton Broad North, which is on the line that goes between Lowestoft and Norwich. Back in the British Rail days, between 1952 and 1965, there was always at least one camping coach stationed here. A camping coach is just an old railway carriage that has been repurposed to be used as like a small holiday coach sort of thing. There was at one time a signal box at Alton Broad South, but that is completely gone now, and signalling was transferred to the signal box at Alton Broad North, which I have been to before. And if you want to see about that, then you can go and check out this video on travelling the Wherry lines. It's been quite a while since I did that. The signal box at Alton Broad South sat at the junction of the line into Lowestoft and a branch line to Kirkley. This served sites to the south of Lake Lothing and the goods depot at Kirkley. It closed in stages in the 60s and 70s, with final closure being on the 31st of December 1972. Now that we've had that brief station history, let's have a look around the station and see what's here at Alton Broad South. We've got something I haven't seen very often on my travels, and that is a Harrington Hump. If we walk along the Harrington Hump, we can see that there is cycle parking, complete with a bike this time. Down here there is a section of disused platform. Going back this way, we have got raised planters, looking very nice, and a red bench. As I've already shown you, we've got the station sign, but that also has a sign for Carlton Marshes with part of the Suffolk Wildlife Trust. And another planter. As you can see, the other side of the track has been lifted, and there is a disused platform over there with a station building that is now Sublime Clinic Cosmetics and Aesthetics. We also have the old station building, which is now in use as a private residence. The old railway building provides us with a lovely canopy to shelter under which there is a help point, the accessibility ramp, information sign about Carlton Marshes, some more benches. This one is actually dedicated to somebody. Donated by the East Suffolk Travellers Association and Rail Future in memory of Albert Godfrey JP, founder, member and president of ESTA. There's also information signs, some posters about the East Suffolk Lines Community Rail Partnership, some information from ESTA, advertisement about a new podcast, a smart card reader, the ubiquitous flappy plastic bin, another bench. There you've got the bridge to take you across the line, and another smart card reader next to a planter. Also got the direction of travel sign, which is always useful, a departure screen, onward travel information about the Angles Way in Alton Broad. Going out this way, we have level access to the station, how to get assistance for your journey sign, the lovely ticket machine, some more station information, a sign saying that this car park is operated by Abellio Greater Anglia. On the ground it says no parking, so I'm guessing this bit is for actual parking. Now that we've explored the station and its history, let's go and have a little walk and see what's around Alton Broad South. looking at Google Maps, it looked like going that way you could get down to Alton Broad, but you can't. There's a sign up saying no public right of way. So we're going to go another route to get to Alton Broad. So I was just walking back past Alton Broad South Station, and there was a train going through, and it was 75541, my absolute favourite, my Bi-Mode babe. I only saw her yesterday, and I thought I hit record. I didn't. Oh well. Who'd have thought it? On a trip to Alton Broad South Station, I brought you to Alton Broad. And with that, I'm now going to head back to Alton Broad South Station to get my train to Beccles. I think we'll wait for the train on the Arrington Hump.
Welcome to this service for Ipswich. We will be calling at Beccles, Brampton, Halesworth, Barsham, Saxmundham, Wickham Market, Melton, Woodbridge and Ipswich. The next stop will be Beccles.
That's a lot of screeching. I am now at Beccles. As you can see, the coat has come off. Fortunately, that can be stuffed into its own pocket and shoved in my bag, because I wasn't expecting it to be as warm as it is, considering it's only the 17th of February. The station here at Beccles originally opened in 1854 on the line that went between Haddiscoe and Halesworth. It was then closed in 1858 before being reopened in 1859 by the East Suffolk Railway on a section of the line that went from Beccles to Lowestoft, part of that line that went as far north as Yarmouth Southtown and as far south as Ipswich. In 1863, the Waveney Valley line from Tivitchell, I think that's how that place is pronounced, reached Beccles. The Waveney Valley line closed to passengers in 1954 and to freight in 1963. The line from Yarmouth Southtown closed to passengers in 1959. Sadly, the engine shed that was here at Beccles was demolished in 2006. In more positive news, there was a passing loop opened here in 2012 to allow hourly work-ins on the single track section of the line between Saxmundham and Lowestoft. Now we've had that very brief station history, let's go and have a look round the facilities here at Beccles. We've got two platforms here at Beccles. Over here on the Ipswich bound platform, it's very wide. We have got benches, this beautiful three-tiered planter, station sign of course with the East Suffolk Line's logo on and the Waveney Valley logo. Another wooden bench, this is also dedicated. Some of it is scratched out. Presented to the East Suffolk Travellers Association in memory of Arthur Haddingham, supported by a grant from the Beccles Society. Next to another lovely bench, we've got the flappy plastic bin, which has sadly burst, and there is crap all over the floor. We've got the wonderful bus shelter style waiting shelter with anti-climb spikes. We've got a well signposted help point next to a flappy plastic bin that hasn't burst. We also have a departure screen and enclosed cycle parking. No bikes here though. As you can see, access between the platforms is across this very striking bridge. I think we'll go and explore that now. Down the level access ramp first. Oops, smart card reader. I really am very taken with this bridge. I love a good bit of railway architecture. So here we've got steps, and down there I assume is step 3. So let's go and look at that. Yes, it is step 3. It is steep though, I will say that. It would be a workout for the legs or the arms if you were propelling a wheelchair up here. Up here we've got some information signs about the Catcher Lift bus and the East Suffolk lines. From up here you've got a really lovely view of the line, and you can see where that passing loop begins. They even have planters on the disused section of platform next to the running in board. I think that's great. Let's head down to the other platform. We've got a lovely red bench and concrete planters over here. There's also the accessibility ramp, more concrete planters, an Amazon locker next to another bench, and the bus shelter style waiting shelter, and the departure screen. There's also the help point and cycle parking underneath some information signs. Somewhat hidden behind the waiting shelter, I've just seen that there is a welcome to Beccles sign with useful information and places you might want to go. Of course there's a flappy plastic bin and smart card reader. The old station building here at Beccles now houses a cafe, and they've put up one of those lovely old British Railways signs on the front of the building. Of course there is also the car park. Out here in the car park we also have the ticket machine. Now I'm going to need to use the ticket machine because for the first time I've actually bought the wrong ticket. I want to go to Brampton as well. For some reason I had got it in my head that it was Alton Broad South, Brampton, Beccles rather than Alton Broad South, Beccles, Brampton. So I'm going to have to get a little return to Brampton because that's where I want to go next. Now how do you spell I'm an idiot? Come on. Brampton, Suffolk. What do I spy here? Is it an old post box? Certainly is an old post box. Not Victorian this time, it is George VI. As I'm sure you'll agree, that was suitably thrilling. But now, let's go and have a little wander around Beccles, see what's here. I've just wandered down to Beccles Lido to say that I've been. I can't go for a swim because they're not open and I don't have a swimming costume, and they're kind of funny about stuff like that. To be perfectly honest, I was actually quite amazed that there was a timetable on the wall for swimming sessions between October and March, because let's face it, going outdoor swimming in Britain in the winter months, I don't fancy it. Now let's head off back to the station to catch the train to Brampton. I hear a flirt. Just made it.
Welcome to this service for Ipswich. We will be calling at Brampton, Halesworth, Darsham, Saxmundham, Wickham Market, Melton, Woodbridge and Ipswich. The next stop will be Brampton.
That's got to be the most furious sounding level crossing I have ever heard. We have made it to Brampton, the place with the angriest sounding level crossing I've ever heard in my life. So, quick station history. The station here at Brampton was opened in 1854 on that line between Halesworth and Haddiscoe. It was then closed in 1858 before being reopened in 1859 on the line that went as far north as Yarmouth South Town, as far south as Ipswich by the East Suffolk Railway, which was incorporated then into the Eastern Counties Railway. The station was actually renamed under the LNER in 1928, who changed it from just Brampton to Brampton brackets Suffolk to prevent it being mixed up with Brampton in Cumbria. Now we've had that quick little station history, let's have a look round and see what the facilities are here at Brampton. We've got just the one platform, a lovely station sign on this fence, as well as an accessibility ramp, another bench, a flappy plastic bin, a bus shelter style waiting shelter with a sign saying warning fragile roof, strictly no admittance. In the shelter there is an information sign and this weird little high up bench. It's one of those perchy benches that I don't really like. Down here we've got another bench and some planters. There's a sign saying do not abuse our staff. We really shouldn't be living in a world where we have to remind people not to abuse railway staff. Further down there is a welcome to Brampton station sign with some artwork from Brampton Primary School. And there's information about engineering work, network route map, a poster about catch a lift, and information about the East Suffolk lines. Heading out of the station, we've got more information signs, a singular piece of cycle parking with bike, as well as a help point, and a departure screen that tells me that my train to Lowestoft is at 2:15. We also have an Amazon locker, next to which is a post box, but it's not all that historic, it's just Elizabeth II. But she's not our current monarch, so I suppose it is a little historic. There's also a smart card reader and more information, including onward travel. Oh, and a bus timetable. Let's see how frequent they are. Wow. Monday to Friday, there's 2 buses. On Saturday, there's no buses. On Sunday, there's no buses. Out here, we do also have the level crossing, which makes the most furious noise of any level crossing I've ever heard. And there's no footbridge, so be sure to be on the right side of the level crossing when the barriers go down. One thing I neglected to mention about Brampton Station is it's not all that near Brampton. It's actually nearer to Redisham. So why they didn't just call it Redisham, I've got no idea. Now let's go and have a little walk to God knows where to distract myself from the fact that I really need the loo. Should have gone in Beccles because there was a public toilet and there was a Tesco's, but I neglected to. Neither of those plans for walks worked out. One just ended up in a big muddy field and the other was so narrow that I kept getting my shoulders caught on the hedges. So I've just decided to come back to the station and wait for my train because it's only about 15 minutes now, and then I get to film the really cool level crossing come down, the really angry cool level crossing.
Welcome to this service for Lowestoft. We will be calling at Beccles, Oulton Broad South and Lowestoft.
I am now back at Lowestoft, so it's just time for me to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please do click the like button and consider subscribing to see more from me. Special thanks to all my subscribers, everybody who donates to me on Ko-fi, Patreon, and my members on YouTube. And patrons and YouTube members, your names are coming up on screen right now. As always, an extra special thank you to all my patrons and channel members. You really do keep this channel going. And if you'd like to become a channel member or patron, or maybe just buy me a coffee on Ko-fi, the links to do so are in the description below. I'll see you all next time for another railway adventure. Bye.
Welcome to this service for Norwich. We will be calling at Alton Broad North and Norwich. The next stop will be Alton Broad North.